Hi everyone, Jeffy here, and welcome back to Around the World in Many Days. Today's episode is number 46 and is titled Pre-Emptive Travels. Today we have just a cryptic crossword, no extra funny business, so let's dive in and see what Gladys writes us this time. Dear Puzzling, today I have preemptively ticked off a destination from my future to-do list. So when this one shows up on my list a few years from now, I'll have already visited it and can mark it as done immediately. I like thinking ahead. I have visited a pretty remote island full of thick rainforests, pristine waters, caves, and hiking trails. I have had the place pretty much to myself as far as tourists are concerned. So I suppose it's perfect timing for me. Can you guess where I am? Love Gladys. Okay, so that is what we are looking for here. And no extra instructions because this is a straightforward cryptic crossword. So let's scroll down and look at the clues. So I have the grid open in the corner there. There's the link to that exact page. Can't edit it on the page here as always. So let's look at one across and see if we can solve these. So no extra rules. Like I said, these are just simply cryptic crossword clues. And if you are unsure of what type of clues they are, of course you can always scroll down and see that this is cryptic crosswords tagged. So here we are. One across. Murder is wrong. Pretty simple double definition here. We need a word that means murder as a verb and wrong as an adjective. And obviously murder could be a noun as well. Here we need the verb form or the verb meaning. So if you off someone, you murder them. And if something feels off, it feels wrong. So this is just the word off here. Now, you might think wrong can be sin, sin, and murder is a type of sin, but I don't think that works. It's two similar definitions or two of the same definition basically. So off is going to be correct here. One down is here we are. Native American is no wise man. And here keep in mind that we might need to split this native from American, or even just use this as a unit, but not refer to as a Native American, but something just that's native to Americas, not necessarily like a Native American person, which is the normal meaning of this phrase. But here actually we do need just a Native American group of people. So no, we have the O here in the grid. So no is a 0 or an O. And then we need a 4-letter word for a wise man to make a Native American group. And the Osage are a Native American group, and a sage obviously means wise man. Again, we're going to be using these starting letters as always. Let's see this 10 across, starting with an S. Hurt king in monarchy. Again, a pretty short clue. We need not a type of monarchy, but one specific monarchy, the name of a country, which is this monarchy here. And we're going to be putting an abbreviation of king into that word to mean something, to mean hurt, to hurt. Now, king can be K or R. R is Rex from Latin, and that's the one we're going to need here. So just come up with a monarchy starting with an S, and you might come up with Spain. And you put an R inside it, you get sprain. You sprain something, you hurt it, right? And that gives us F and R for the start of 2 down. So let's look at that next. Robespierre's brother to liberate captured revolutionary chief. Now, what are going to be the indicators here? So chief often means first letter, the chief letter, the foremost letter of a word. So revolutionary chief can be R, this R here, and that is going to be what we need here, keeping in mind that revolutionary often also is an indicator in and of itself, meaning you turn a word backwards, but not in this case. Um, Something captured another thing. So if this is R, this last part, something captured the letter R, much like this sprain captured that R. So we need a word to liberate, word meaning to liberate, 4 letters starting with F, that has captured this R. And that all means Robespierre's brother. Now, Robespierre, we don't need to know the name of his brother. In fact, I don't. But we need to know what language he spoke. And he spoke French. And for that person, the word for brother would be frère. And Frere. And that is the word free capturing an R, and it's actually this R. I know I pointed at this one, but it's actually this R that's being captured by the word free here. To liberate, you liberate someone, you free them. Okay, so that was a sort of foreign language word that we needed there. We can look at 16 across maybe. We have G and R here in the grid already. So 16. Rangers in play getting wins. And here in play, if a word is in play or letters are in play, they are moving around. So we need to anagram the word rangers, which is 7 letters. And when we do that, we are getting something, an answer that means wins. And if we play around with these letters, we can get the word garners. Someone garners at the attention, someone wins attention, or something like that. To garner is to gain, to win. So now we can look at maybe this 3 down. We're not going to get any more help for 3 down, so this should be doable. And here we are. Normandy town's elected leader is in prison. Now leader, if you see leader in a cryptic crossword, you pretty much know what that means, and that is the leading letter, the first letter. So elected leader is going to be the letter E here, and that is inside a word meaning prison. Well, if that's the case, there's only one place for this E in the grid here, in this slide. So it's going to be in the middle there. And now we need a 3-letter word meaning prison, that's blank AN, to make a word for a Normandy town. And Caen is a town in Normandy. And can means prison. If you're in the can, you're in prison. Let's look at 4 down. Now 4 down we could get some more help, but maybe this helps us with the across clues then. So let's look at 4 down. Piece of Jimi Hendrix's axe. Now obviously Jimi Hendrix's axe is axe means guitar, right? So that's you might think you need to know something about his instrument, but actually this is a double definition. This is one definition, axe, and that is to axe. That's a verb, and if you axe someone, you fire them from work, for example. So axe just means fire, and the other definition is piece of Jimi Hendrix's. So Jimi Hendrix has a song called Fire, so that's why this definition works. And here we are. Let's maybe look at this 11 down first, because we have 2 letters for this one. So 11 down is, now this bit longer. Instrument with many mechanical parts and no AI, buckled under pressure. Now, by the way, this is AI. This is not L. And like the surface reading would say that no AI. L would make no sense here. I know this font is ambiguous as to what this letter is, but I wouldn't use these tricks, the fact that the font is bad, to trick the solver. So this, if this reads as AI, it's going to be AI, but some other setter might do something dirty like that. Anyway, so this is going to be AI. So instrument with many mechanical parts, starting with a P here, and P is an abbreviation for pressure in physics. So something is under pressure. So this is a down clue. So this is going to be the P for pressure, and something else is going to be under it. And what's going to be under it is no AI buckled. If you move those letters around, NOAI, and we have the A in the grid already, we can make an instrument with many mechanical parts. And that instrument would be the piano. So all of this is in fact the definition, which looks like it's much more than it needs to be, and it is. But that's the definition. So let's look at this 13 across then. So cooking our 10th sauce base. Now, if something is cooked in cryptic crossword land, it's moved around. You take some ingredients and turn them into something else, right? You anagram the word hour, cooking hour. That's what it means basically. 10th now. In these sort of first, second, um, like numerals, ordinal numerals, you can see Roman numerals being used. Like Elizabeth II would be II, right? That's Roman numerals. So Elizabeth 10th, whenever that will be Elizabeth X, and X is there for the 10th here. Now, and I bet there have been monarchs with 10 already, but anyway, I can't name one off the top of my head who's the 10th. So cooking hour, just anagram this word hour, put X after it, and you get sauce base. And roux is a type of sauce base, and that's our anagram with an X. Keep in mind, by the way, this is just how this one works is just anagram this one and then the X. It could be that you have to anagram OUR with the X, so the X wouldn't be at the end. That's also a possible reading, but not in this case. So this X looks like it's going to be helpful for this 7 down, which is a short answer. Let's look at that one next. King does damage in the studio. Now we mentioned king can be rex, R-E-X. That's the Latin, just the Latin noun for king, which is which is in some like English dictionaries as well, and is used in abbreviation like we discussed before. So rex is going to be our answer here. This king is the definition. Now, in the studio is our indicator word, meaning if something is done in the studio, it is sort of it's what you hear. So it's a homophone indicator. So we need to find a word that means does damage. That sounds like Rex, and that would be WRECKS. And damage is therefore a verb here. Does damage. He damages. He does damage this and that. So someone damages, someone wrecks another thing. So that's how this works. And obviously that sounds the same as REX. Now, what do we look at next? We do have 2 letters for 6 down. Not maybe the most helpful letters, but let's see. 6 down is here. A thought that's comical. Now, this should be pretty straightforward. It's only 4 words. The definition here is comical. It's not going to be this A here, which would be pretty tricky, by the way. I gotta make a clue like that, where the definition is just A. Anyway, it's the word is comical. The word means comical, and it's A, just the letter A from this A. It's going to be here, and then a six-letter word meaning thought, and a thought is amusing. And if something is comical, it is amusing. That's how that works. Now then, this 5 across, we have A and R here. So let's look at this 5 across. Ornate sailing vessel has nothing inside. Now this is, it's a word meaning ornate, but it's maybe not the first definition you'd think of. So it's a name of an art style, which is Baroque, and you can find it in the dictionary that something is Baroque. It's not just referring to a certain period of art. It can just mean with a lot of like colorful ornamentation. So Baroque style. So that's why Baroque can be defined as ornate. And how does the wordplay work then? Something has something inside. So these are just an insertion indicator. Nothing is inserted into a word for sailing vessel, and a bark is a sailing vessel. So bark, and we put the O, which is again the 0. We put it inside bark, and we get Baroque. Now this Q doesn't help us, but this O and U should. So let's look at 8 down. 8 down. Hungary's PMs striking down article describing Mars and Venus ? Now here we do need to like know the name of Hungary's prime minister. Like you have to be aware that that is not always the case. This might be Hungary separately and PM separately, but here we do need, this is a unit, and we do need the name of Hungary's current prime minister, and that is Viktor Orban. So ORBAN is going to be the unit we need here. Then this apostrophe S is very important. So then we need another S at the end of that. So that's Orban's. And then we strike down an article from that. Now there are two possibilities, the A or the AN. And both are articles in English. But we need 4 letters, and Orban's is 6 letters. So we need to strike down 2 letters. So that's the AN then. And we are left with orbs, ORBS. And Mars and Venus are planets, they are orbs. That is like their form is they are spherical objects, right? They are orbs. Then let's look at maybe this 12 across now. Agents, and this starts with an R. Agents recovered initial records. Agents, plural, can be an organization with agents like CIA or something like that, KGB. But obviously KGB is not very useful for wordplay purposes, but CIA sometimes is. But agents can be reps, representatives. So recovered initial, that's the initial letter of the word recovered, is this unit there. And EPs are records, extended play records. So an R plus EPs makes reps, which are agents. Then should we look at this 9 first? We have 2 letters for 9. It starts with up, so let's see. 9 down. Film in which old man transports his house near a mountaintop and black stream. And it's pretty funny that we have the up here because that is the name of the film, an animated film in which a man like lifts up his house with balloons. Spoiler alert. Anyway, so all these words, which are like 30 words, just give us the word up, the name of the film. And now we need a word for black to mean stream, and that is to stream. So a verb verb meaning of stream, and jet is a type of black shade, jet black. And to upjet is to stream upwards. So now we have a very useful looking J here in the grid for 14 across. So we're going to be looking at that next. Lying about a vaccination where Kawa is. So Kawa is Kawa's son Lucas, right? That is an abbreviation or a very wow. 1 minute. Abbreviated form of that place's name, and that hints at the fact that we need an abbreviated form of the answer's name as well. So this is the definition where Kawa is, and we need an abbreviated form of that place. And Cabo is in Baja California, and Baja sometimes referred to just as Baja, Baja. And how does the wordplay work? So lying about, and it sounds like you are talking nonsense about something, but here is just this is an across clue. So the word is lying, it is horizontal, and it's about, so it's backwards. And so uh, we need this A here, and we need a word for vaccination. That's going to be jab, and that's all backwards. So a jab backwards makes Baja. Now, just a note, by the way, that encrypted crossword is not necessary, even though this is an abbreviation. This could be the whole thing or whatever. I think American crosswords might be stricter about, like, if you have an abbreviation in the answer, you're going to have an abbreviation in the clue or something like that, or indicate in some other way. But anyway, this is, in any case, this is going to be valid here. Where Cabo is meaning Baja. Either way is fine. Just to keep in mind. And now 15 down starts with an A. So let's look at that one next. Former sea god seen in a lake. Now you might read that naturally, like I just did, but how you need to read this to make up the cryptic meaning is former sea god seen in a lake. So we're going to separate this sea god here, and this is going to be our wordplay part here. So God seen in a lake. Now a lake, obviously there are many short terms or names for lakes, like Loch or Erie or whatever. But here we need an abbreviation for lake, so just the L here. A and L are going to be containing, something is seen inside AL. And we need 4 letters, so we're going to need a name of a god that is 2 letters. And if you've done any cryptic crosswords, you probably have that at the back of your head, that god is Ra, because I mean it's so common. So Ra inside AL is Aral, and Aral is a former sea. It used to be a huge lake, and now it's a very small one. Or just is it completely gone already? I'm not sure, but definitely not a sea anymore. So Aral here, and to note, by the way, we have this central row here. I think I skipped over it a couple of times, but this just has question marks here. So that's going to be our answer here that we are building with these other clues. So this should give us the actual answer, because it's an unclued answer and it's the only one that we have. So what do we look at next? For 20 across, we have 3 letters already. IAT, not the most useful letters, but let's see. Turn away as prophet eaten grotesquely. Now here, grotesquely, something is presented grotesquely. It is shown very wrong, as in the wrong order here. So the word eaten is going to be anagrammed. Then we need, that's 5 letters. Then we need a 3-letter word for prophet, or the 3-letter name for a prophet ending in this I here. And these 5 letters are going to be the Eden part. So ENATE is an anagram of Ethan, and then our prophet is going to be Ali. And once we have that, we get alienate. You turn someone away, you alienate them. Now then, amazingly, we are not going to get any more help for 18 down, because this is an unclude answer, sorry, and this is an unchecked letter. So we are going to have to solve this with just this E here. But I think we can do it. So 18. Richard from Chicago deprived of right. Oh dear. Now here we need the name of a Richard from Chicago, and I'm sure there are more than one. But once we realize what Chicago we need, there should be just one, and that is Chicago the film, the musical. So, and that had Richard Gere, Gere. If you deprive Gere of the R for right, right being an abbreviation, R being an abbreviation for right, you get Gee, and that means oh dear. So that's our answer here, G. Now the question remains how we are going to break into this bottom half of the grid here. Now we have some answers. This 21 across, for example, does go down. So let's look at let's look at that one now, because we don't have. Oh no, we do have some crossing letters for these as well. Let's do 17 and then look at this 21. So 17, again, same story as with 18. We're not getting any more crossing letters unless we guess this 23, which we can't yet. So 17 down is Balkaners ready for Uncle Vanya part. Now, Uncle Vanya is a play. So Uncle Vanya part, some kind of role in a play. It's nothing like that. It's a part of the phrase Uncle Vanya. So 3 letters inside these 2 words. Now 2 options: LEV or EVA are the 3-letter words that are common to these both words. Now the definition therefore is Balkaners ready, and ready is slang for money. So we're looking for a currency of the Balkans, and lev is the currency of Bulgaria, and that is the answer here. So LEV, and this NV now looks like it's limiting some of the options here, but we should still solve a lot more of these before we can start guessing what this answer is going to be. So 21 down starts with an L here now. Where are we? Here. Give up running, wild one. So here, running is an interesting word because something's running, it's on. So running can mean just the word on, but running can also mean if letters are running, they are sort of mixed up. They are moving. So running is an anagram indicator here, and wild one is 7 letters. So we need to anagram these to make an answer meaning give up. And if you lie down, you give up. And that is the answer there. Lie down being an anagram of wild one. Then let's look at 27. Now we have E and G for this 27 across. So let's look at that one. For example, David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust in key of G exhibited real eccentricity originally looking back. And this is 2 words, 5 and 3. And the second word looks like egg. EG and blank here. Spoiler alert, it's not egg. So key of G is not a unit here. So we need to look for indicators first. We can see looking back. So if you looking back means going in the other direction. So if you're normally looking this way, then if you're looking back, you're looking like in the opposite direction of what's normal. And originally can mean original letters, the starting letters of words. Now, if we combine these, we're looking for starting letters backwards. So that means E, R, E, if I can select that. Apparently I can't. E, R, E, G, O. And then we need a word for key. So E, R, E, G, and O would be the starting letters backwards. Starting letters of all these words backwards. And then we need a three-letter word for a key, as in key of your keyboard. That would be Alt. And alter ego is obviously Ziggy Stardust being an alter ego of David Bowie. So key wasn't referring to a musical key, it was referring to key of the keyboard. Alter ego was the answer there. So 25 again. This is the only checking letter we are getting. So let's look at that. 25 down. It protects couples for a queen and king. Now we've had king twice in this crossword. Once it was an R, this R here, an abbreviation for king, and here it was the definition. And here it's neither. So here we need another abbreviation for king, and that is going to be K, which is the chess piece. King is notated K in chess notation. Queen, Regina, can be R, and A can be just plain A. So ARK would spell out a word, arc, and it protects couples is a definition for that. So an ark, if you think of Noah's Ark, protected pairs of animals, couples of animals from the rain. So that's how the definition works. Then 19, we're going to have to solve this with just this E here because we're not getting these two letters otherwise. So 19 down is this one. Maturity. It makes man succeed. Now, your maturity is how mature you are, is your age, like in a literal sense. And what makes man succeed? Now, if you succeed in something, you manage it. And if you put age, if you add age to the word man, you get manage. You make man manage. You make man succeed. So that's how the wordplay works. What basically just what do you add to man to make a word meaning succeed? It's pretty maybe unusual type of wordplay, but that's how that works. And age, maturity. Now it looks like we have a lot of letters for this central row already, but maybe let's fill in this bottom half before we can actually reveal the answer. I think that's a better sort of order of business here. So D starts 32 across. Let's look at that. At last, long-awaited canopy is unfolding. At last is an indicator meaning take the last letter of the following word, and that is long-awaited. So this D is going to be, oh, I can't select it all here. This D is going to be this D in the grid. Then we need a word for canopy, 6 letters, to make a word meaning unfolding. So it's going to end in ing because unfolding is in the process of something, and a canopy is an awning, as in a canopy you might see at the top of like a cafe might have awnings on top of that. So canopy in that sense. And awning preceded by D is dawning. Something is dawning, it is unfolding. So let's look at 33. Yeah, 33 down. I'm scrolling down a lot though. Up and down. Maybe I should have these in separate lists. The across and down clues. A thought for the future. So this starts with a W. Advanced upcoming novel, first in trilogy. Now here it looks like from the surface reading that we need to know something about novels, which we don't. So novel is an adjective here, meaning just new. The word new means novel. Something is novel, it's new. That is upcoming. This is a down clue. So upcoming means backwards. We're writing it upside down. And if we write new backwards, we get WEN, when. Then first in trilogy is the first letter of the word trilogy, so T here. And if you went, you advanced. You moved in some direction. So advanced, not in an adjective, but as a verb here. Then we have 34. Hard liquor, knocked back, not far away. Something is not far away, it's close. And that's our definition here, not far away. We need a four-letter word for something being close, starting with N. Amazingly, there are still options. It could be near, or it could be nigh. And nigh is going to be correct here. Something is nigh, it's not far away. So knocked back means put backwards. So we are reversing an abbreviation for hard, which is H, and a liquor. And gin is a liquor. So H, gin backwards gives us nigh. Then let's look at 29. Roman poets, half-hearted observance. Half-hearted, the heart of a word can be the central letter or letters. And if a word is half-hearted, it means you take, it has two central letters and you remove one of them. So we are looking for a six-letter word for Roman poet. That's the name of a Roman poet. We take one of the central letters out to make a word meaning observance. That's how the wordplay is going to work. And the Roman poet we need is Virgil. And we remove the R, which is the third letter of this six-letter name, and we get vigil. A vigil is an observance. This looks doable now. 38, we have three letters already. So let's look at 38 across. Something to get you going, e.g. 9 bananas. Now 9, again, if you see a number, think of Roman numerals. 9 can be IX. It's not here, but it could be. Bananas, if something is bananas, it's crazy. So if these letters are crazy, they are going around in different directions and making a different order, basically. So we are anagramming these six letters to make the word engine, which is something to get you going. Okay, what about, should we do 40 across? Child of literature and language enthusiasts, educates principles. And just three letters, which is a long clue for three letters. The principles here, like we saw earlier with chief and leader and things like that, principle can be, the principal letter is the first letter. And principles plural means we need the first letters of multiple words. And here is these three words. Language enthusiasts educates. We get Lee. And why is Lee a child of literature? I cannot pronounce anything today. Why is Lee a child of literature? and that is because Lee Child is a writer. This is just his last name. It's nothing to do with being the child of someone, as the surface reading would suggest. So Lee Child is child of literature, Lee. Now we have all we need for this 30 down, so this should be doable. Concur, if you can come up with a word for concur here, you already solved it. So concur with American environmentalist, but not entirely. So American can be A, that is in the dictionary, A for American, and then a green. Green is, if you're a green, you're an environmentalist. So green, but not entirely, you take the last letter out. Just take almost all the letters of green, and you get agree meaning concur. Now let's see, and this with I think you have to think of it as part of the wordplay. With American, you see something else, because concur with would be agree with, so you would need the with as part of the answer. But this works as part of the wordplay. 26 down, we have N and another N here. Where are we? Here we are. Russian frontman of the French band in which Trent Reznor plays. And here we are going to need to know the name of the band in which Trent Reznor plays. And that band is named 9 Inch Nails. Now that is way too many letters for a 5-letter answer, but it's often spelled out as NIN. And that is what we need. NIN is the band here. Then we need the French for these 2 letters to make a Russian frontman. Now the French is going to be the word the in the French language, and that's the second time we need the French language here. We had frère as well. So le is the one of the definite articles in the French language. There's also la, la, and le, les. But here we needed the le, le. Meaning making Lenin Russian frontman. Now we haven't looked at 22 down, so V something LLE is going to be the crossing answer here. So we're going to need a vowel here, but starting with N, I mean, we would need a vowel anyway. So let's look at 22. Action perhaps performed by Jack Frost up in 11 down. And 11 down was, where is it? Here, piano. So up in piano. Now this part is the wordplay part, up in piano. So this is the down clue. We're writing up. So we are starting at the bottom and we're writing up, and we are writing did I read that wrong? Yeah, I did read that wrong. So up refers to just this part. We are writing the word in, sorry, this part. We are writing the word in upwards. So we're starting here and then writing up. So in becomes ni, and then at the bottom we are putting piano, and P in music scores is piano, meaning like play quietly. So nip from the Christmas Carol, Jack Frost, nipping on your nose. So action perhaps performed by Jack Frost, perhaps meaning a nip might be performed by something else as well. But Jack Frost, one notable nipper, so to speak. So nip is the answer there. And let's solve this one before we reveal these 2 letters. I mean, you can already see what it might be, but let's see. 36 across. Where's 36? That's down. Here we are. Slowly flow westward where animals are kept, then east. Now, east can be the letter E from the compass abbreviations. So we need a three-letter word for where animals are kept, and we're going to write that westward. We are going to be starting here and writing in this direction. And a zoo is where animals are kept. So Z, O, and O in this direction. Then east, E at the end, and we get ooze. To slowly flow is to ooze. 36 down. Is that the last down clue? Yep. UKPM no longer in possession of British keep. And again here we're going to be needing the name of a specific person, a UKPM, a British Prime Minister, a past Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And that name, the name of that person, is no longer in possession of an abbreviation for British, which can be B or UK or BR. And here is BR. So we are removing BR from the name of a UK Prime Minister to make a word meaning keep. And despite the surface reading, this is not a keep as in a castle, it's to keep. And if you own something, you're keeping it. You're keeping, you're owning something. So own means to keep, and Brown was a UK Prime Minister. So Brown, losing the BR for British, we get own, meaning keep. So 39 down, 39 not down, 39 across is this one here. So we have NN here. Senior is accomplished, acquires money. Something acquires something, it gets the acquired thing goes inside the other thing. So accomplished, we need a word for accomplished, and we put a word for money inside. And word for money here meaning a word for a currency. So if something has been accomplished, it's been done. DO and then this N and E. And then we need a three-letter currency here to make a word for a senior. And a doyen is a senior, and the yen is a currency. A yen is money. So that's how that one works. Now let's do 31 down. That ends in E. 31 down. Ancient instrument fabulist recounted. Now a fabulist can mean literally like a teller of fables or stories, but it can also mean a liar, a person who is not telling the truth. If that word liar is recounted, it's told, it's pronounced, it sounds exactly the same as the word lyre, lyre, which is an ancient instrument. And then we have these ending letters. Let's do 37 across first. The supreme among leaders before the start of revolution. Now, here we have a leader again, and he again it's in the same meaning, not ideal. Usually you try to avoid these repeating the same thing for the same purpose. But here apparently I've done that. So leaders again means the first letters, TSA. So it's going to be a four-letter word starting with TSA. Not many options there. But how does this work? So it's going to be an and lit clue here, meaning that this entire thing gives us the letters. So the supreme among leaders. So the leaders of these three words, TSA. And then those are before R, which is the start of the word revolution. So that gives us Tsar. But since it's an and lit clue, we also need to read the entire thing as the definition. And a Tsar was the supreme among leaders before the Russian Revolution happened. So that's how the definition works. Pretty straightforward, I would think. Now, 35 across. one short and pale. This is going to be not a word meaning one. One obviously can be I or A. So it's a word meaning pale. And if you're ashy, you're pale, like ash colored, ashy. And that is one, A. And if you're $1 short, you're shy, $1 shy, $1 short, right? Or just shy of something, just short of something. Shy means short in sort of lacking sense. So that's how that works. I'm not actually sure whether you would say $1 shy, but you definitely would say just shy of and just short of. That works in that sense. Um, so this looks like lasso, right? 28 down. And this is rope, which is lasso. Rope referenced in glass onion. And here I really debated on whether to italicize these, mark these as italics, because rope is the name of a film. It would have been good to, like, a film referenced in another film, Glass Onion, obviously, a recent film. But I decided not to, and there was a reason for that. But let's just look at how this works first. So rope is lasso. Lasso is a piece of rope, obviously, that is referenced in, that is mentioned inside the string of letters. So LASSO inside. That film title, we have the word lasso. And yeah, the reason these are not italicized is I would have needed to make these as italics, and then it would have been obvious that it's Chicago the film and not Chicago the city. Anyway, because you have to have a sort of consistent style. Um, yeah. Anyway, that was Lasso, and it's a shame that maybe you don't think of Rope the film there, but whatever. Now this one, we have something T something H for 24 down. Place where Brigham Young brought his followers is a little bit out ahead. And Brigham Young obviously brought his followers to Utah. He was he the one who founded Salt Lake City, I think. So Utah is the place where he came with his followers, and how the wordplay works is a little bit is you take some part of this string of letters, again a hidden word, and Utah is spelled out there. And we have one more clue. So this is this 23 down now. Feature of San Francisco Times describing area. I'm not sure if there is a San Francisco Times. There might not be. But even if there is, we're not going to be needing. This is not going to be a unit. So it's feature of San Francisco is the definition. And then we have times, which is going to be the word by. So if you have 4 times 4, you might have 4 by 4. So by is synonymous with times in the like the mathematical sense. And area is abbreviated A. So the area of a triangle, you might say A equals something. So by describing, by going around A, you get Bay, and San Francisco Bay, obviously, a feature of the city. So the city is by the San Francisco Bay, and we put the Y here. I think it shows us that we are correct, and Happy New Year to us. So that is the crossword done, and like I said, we don't need to solve anything else. It just spells us the name of the answer. So that is Bougainville is going to be our island which Gladys is visiting now. So nothing more to do here except look up where we are. So that's the place. Looks nice. And where is that? Sorry, I need to. Here we are. So that's the map now. Should we look at where we are actually first? Bougainville Island. So that's in Papua New Guinea. It's one of the islands of Papua New Guinea. And why it's should zoom in. Why it's preemptive travels. So Bougainville voted for independence a couple of years ago, and they might become the next sort of sovereign state. And obviously, some travelers like to keep track of what countries they visited. So that would be the sort of next country. Obviously, not finalized, and it's not clear whether they will be independent. But sort of Gladys is ready if that does happen. And let's look at our map then. It was pointed out, by the way, that Gladys has not visited Papua New Guinea proper. So even if she gets a new country for that, she loses the PNG because. So she'll have to visit PNG proper at some point, and probably will. Let's see. What was I looking for? The map, right. So last time we were in Palau. Jellyfish Lake was our last destination. And now we are in Bougainville here. So we are coming around this way. It looked like we are getting close to home already here. But now we have taken this turn and we are going into the ocean in this direction. Obviously, we have a lot of things to look at in this sea here as well. So, Bougainville, our next destination this time. Now, I'm going to just straight up confess that I have forgotten what the next puzzle is. So I'm going to scroll down and look at that. Where was my window there? Here we are. So the next one is breathe in the air. And that's going to be a crossword, and let me just think about some other type of puzzle, but I can't think of it now. Now I have a couple of videos I have to make because this is now episode 46 and I've posted episode 49 already. So I'm making a couple of these back to back. But the next one is going to be breathe in the air, and I'll see. So that's 47. I will see you guys for that one, and for this one, thanks for watching.